nice and green. Went to our favorite coffee shop. We went to our favorite coffee shop this morning, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why you don't cheat. That's why you don't cheat on your coffee shop, because see the dark green? Mama likes it. This is what I'm talking about. I didn't even say good morning to you. So what you just saw, I was at my favorite coffee shop, my local coffee shop that I should have went to yesterday. Look at this. They just do it. They do it so well. They make their coffee like in-house. That they have like coffee beans. They have like this big coffee bean contraption. It's like freaking awesome, and I just love that place. Like, they're so good. I think they actually, like, they go to like coffee conventions and like competitions and stuff like that, and I think they have like the #1 coffee, like where we, like in the state of Florida or something like that. I think it might be even in the country. I don't know, something like that. They have a plaque. Right, so I'm back home finally. So we're gonna talk about trading today because I had a loss. I had like a couple back-to-back losses on one of my trading combines. So I have a couple live accounts, I have funded accounts, and then I also have a combine right now. Well, had. So I had a combine that I just took losses on it, and I lost the combine. It was a 50K combine. I do futures through Top Step X or Top Step. So I lost the combine, hit the negative $2,000. Can't lose more than $2,000 or you lose combine. Hit $2,000 negative. So I lost the combine. So I want to talk about this loss because it's super important to talk about the wins and talk about the losses when it comes to trading, because that's just the part of the game. The part of the game is sometimes we have wins, sometimes we have losses, and that's just the way it goes, but it's about what you do with the losses. So on this combine, I don't know, I was just being trash, I guess. So I wasn't taking my usual setups. Like, the way I trade is I usually take break of structure, break and retest of structure on lower time frames, like 15-minute to 5-minute. Break of structure, retest on that, or I will take the retest off of unmitigated zones. Those are like my favorites, which is pretty much, when the market goes up or down, hits like a little box that the market makers had left, the banks have left, and whoop, wicks it and goes up in the complete other direction. Favorite trades. So I guess I was just in a really bad mindset. I was in a bad mindset, and I wasn't taking the trades I need to take. I was like, first look, that looks like a buy, I'm getting a buy. Let me get back out of this negative. Like, that's what I was focusing on, is like getting out of this negative. Let me break even. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me take my TPs higher, just so that I can make the amount of money that I need to make to be able to win this competition. Win this combine, so I can, keep it moving. Not good mindset, right? Because with that kind of mindset, you'll be in 10, 12 trades in one day, when really what you only need is one trade. One trade will do everything for you. But if we're trying to force it, like, sometimes there's just no trades in the market. But I mainly only trade GC. So sometimes if there's not a setup on one of those markets, I'll go searching for other things like YM, silver, platinum. I'm looking for anywhere I can get into a trade. And that's horrible. Like, don't do that. I know there's no cap to where my income will go. And like, I can just make as much money as I want, like literally, especially when you've experienced, like I have personally experienced like $10,000 weeks. So it's like, when I know I can do that, I'm like, why am I struggling to make $1,500 today? Why am I struggling to make $500 today? That was just a little tidbit of like, just what it's like to, be in this space, because you're not alone. if you're going through that stage where you feel like I need to get in, I need to get in, I need to get into another trade, I need to get into another trade, I need to make back this loss, step away from that, from your phone, step away from your phone, step away from your iPad, step away from your computer, do whatever you gotta do, but you don't need to be in the market. Like, this is a note to myself, like, you don't need to be in the market because you're gonna miss out. You're gonna take yourself out where you can't trade on something anymore. And then the next day, or even a couple hours later, the setup comes, but you don't have the opportunity to get into the market. Now you're screwed. Good morning, everybody. I am on my way to go to an ultrasound appointment, and it's not even my usual doctor's office. My usual doctor's offices don't allow children into the ultrasound room, but we really want our son to see the baby, so I'm gonna go to another place that does allow children to see the, be in the room for the ultrasound. So we're really excited. Okay, we just left the doctor's office. And my son got a nice little photo of the baby for himself to take, and it says, "Hi, Cairo," and it's very cute. So we're super excited that we were able to take Cairo to see the baby, and now he has a dentist appointment, so busy day. So today has been a little bit crazy. It's now like 1 o'clock. I had an ultrasound appointment. Cairo had a dentist appointment. It's a little crazy today. And then also I was doing trading in the midst of that. Thank God my charts were already marked. Took a couple good trades, took one bad trade. I'm gonna show you guys my trades today, but. Okay, so I was gonna show you guys on my computer, but for some reason my computer is dead even though I thought it was charged. Okay, so these are the trades that I took today. So I had took one gold. It was a buy, and I obviously lost. It was one of those things where, you're right about the market direction, but you're just wrong about the trade. And that was one of those cases. Onto an NQ long, which was NQ 25663. So I got in around right here. So I had gone into a buy around 25663. The reason I bought was because of the rejection of this level, and then I knew that price was most likely going to come and retest this little zone right here. So I bought it just until this zone, that little black box right here. Bought it until it hit that black box, so it's pretty much just a scalp. Made 340, was still like $18 in a negative. My NQ trade was actually my best trade for today. I got in at 25,548.25, so that's right. What is it? 25,548 as another scalp. It was like 2 contracts. The reason why I took it was because price had rejected this area, but then it also rejected this, like this area right here. This zone structure, it rejected it. And then we got a nice engulfing candlestick downward. So it was a possibility that we could come down here, but I also knew that because we have all these wicks here, it's struggled before, that it could also reject anywhere without a full break of structure and retest. So this was also a scalp, and then as price was dropping, I moved my stop loss into profit. I believe it went into like $1,400 profit or something like that, and then it ended up hitting my stop profit of $940, and that was my last trade for the day. So let's actually start with the first loss of the day. I entered 4231. Yeah, 4231, this area right here. I entered because we had broke it. We had broke this zone, which was like a TP zone / break of structure zone. It broke, came down, retested this unmitigated area, and I was like, okay, let's buy. Now, this is what I was talking about of just being wrong in the moment. Like just being, I knew the direction was going bullish, but I was just wrong about that specific trade because I entered up here. It came down on this wick like a little bit. I got in, and then it ended up hitting my stop loss, which was like right around here, because I knew there was a potential possibility that I could come back down, but it could also come back down here. It could come back right here, and I was just not willing to risk that amount of money. And I knew that I could find another position later. So that's what happened. I entered in this area, came down and hit my stop loss, just retested again this unmitigated area, and then kept going up. But I was able to capitalize at the 4236 area, maybe like an hour or two later or so. 4236, got another retest off of the EMA. I was like, okay, I'm in there like swimwear. I had only entered on a 0.01. I knew that it was a possibility that price was going to reject this little unmitigated zone again. So when price began to reject this zone, even though I was in the trade, I moved my stop loss up to, I believe it was like right around here. And obviously I got booked out, but still made $340 profit. Price kept going. Obviously it's probably gonna hit 4256.9. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I was pretty much just done with gold after that. After that trade, I was just pretty much over it. The day on this express count of $1,282.60, I locked myself out because I had already took like, how many trades? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. This one, I had got booked out early because I moved my stop loss up too early, and I was like, bro, no. So yeah, you just gotta take it as it comes. Like I said, yesterday I lost a combine account. So this was another account that I hadn't opened yet. So, you know, I wouldn't have even lost that account yesterday if I would have just waited for today's trades. So, you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and you just gotta take it as it comes. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let's be really smart about the things that we're doing when it comes to the markets. The markets, they don't wait for anybody. Like I said, like in the midst of those trades that I showed you guys, at one point I was walking into a doctor's appointment, into my ultrasound appointment. Another point, I was waiting in the lobby for my son to get out of his dentist appointment. Like the markets wait for nobody. And sometimes you have to be able to be vigilant and to be able to get into the market. Trading, like I said, trading waits for nobody. Trading does not care about your feelings. The markets does not care about who you are, what you do. They don't care. They don't care that you're busy. The markets don't care that you're a single mom. The markets don't care you're a single dad, or that you're just trying your best, that you need to pay rent, that you need to pay for groceries. The markets do not care. As humans, we're so emotional. We have all these things going through our head. I need to get this money by tomorrow will 100% fail us. So be vigilant. Don't let the markets just take your money. I didn't really start becoming like truly profitable until like, I would say maybe about a year ago, like truly profitable. And I didn't have my first 10K week until like a couple of months ago. And also, I don't recommend scalping unless you're okay with a scalp. You're expecting the market to move fast, and sometimes it will move very fast and you're not your right direction, and can really mess up your account if you're not careful. So yeah, like one of the trades I showed you, that NQ trade that I did make a lot of money on, it was a very risky trade. Very risky. I could have definitely went into the opposite direction. I'm just being real. It was a very risky trade. I wasn't risking a lot of money on it, but I was risking about $400 on it, but it is risky. So be careful in the way you trade. Be mindful, and you know, just be faithful in everything that you're doing. Like sometimes God makes us wait a long time before we're able to get to where we want to be. So just be gracious with yourself, be kind to yourself, even in the moments where you lose 10 accounts and you want to bang your head against the wall, don't do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. God bless you guys. Take care. And again, just be gracious with yourself.